Hey guys, so got a lot going on in this video. Well, I've been frigging with the wiring, and I never heard the bike run when I bought it because there were some problems with it. Dirty carbs, she said it ran for a little bit and then wouldn't run again, so I never even bothered. I just cleaned the carbs, as seen in the other vid and all this other stuff. But I also had some wiring problems. I got my taillight in. Get that all mounted up. That's looking great. I like that way better. The muffler came in, got that mounted the way I like it. And I built these heat shields there and mount so the bags aren't all flopping. That's looking awesome. But yeah, the taillight had no running light or whatever. The brake light would work and all that stuff. And I finally got it figured out where I got the blinkers to work, but they won't blink. And I put these new LED blinkers on, and they won't blink. They just come on and stay on. So I was having a problem, and I'm pretty sure the blinker relay was bad, but then there was a bunch of screwed up wires, and they had this one set up as the blinker wires, but it had park lights and blinkers in the front, so we have to eliminate that. So these are the park lights, so we're not going to hook those up. And just a whole bunch of wiring mess. The switch was screwed up. Got to eliminate the markers there, and just awful. But get that done up, and we did get it to fire. I hooked the plugs up and everything, and the coil seems to work. I had to make a coil mount. I just welded some bolts onto the frame to make some standoffs, and then mounted the coil. The coil was just zip tied on there and hanging down. So as usual, it was just a bunch of jimmy rig stuff together. But anyways, we got that. I thought this solenoid was bad, the starter solenoid, just a whole bunch of stuff, but that's all good. But still can't start it because no exhaust. But I did get my standoff mounted for here to hold that bolt. Let's see if I can get a light here somewhere so I can show it better. Because that bolt is broken off in the head still, the tap. So, I did get that standoff made. Mounted on the frame, like I said. Then like that. And then it just puts pressure on that peg. And tighten the bolt. And yeah. We'll find out how it works, I guess. But it seems to be pretty successful. It's nice and tight. But the thing that's been holding me back is I have the header flanges made now. I got the muffler. There's nothing in between. And I don't want to start it up because I'd like to start it up and, you know, kind of mess with the tune and stuff and get it going. But no exhaust. But just got a delivery today, a whole box of exhaust. So we're going to mock that up and get that on the way. There. It's finally done. Took a box of bends and turned it into an exhaust system. Now the box of bends I got was 2 1/4, which is very extreme for this bike. It's like a big block Chevy header kit, which is way overkill. The stock was 1 3/4, so it's way too big, and everybody's going to complain of how big it is and all that stuff. But we like doing extreme here, and yeah, so it should make it run cooler. Definitely going to kill some low-end torque and way lower the back pressure. But yeah, what's the point? You might as well try stuff. So yeah, we got our big UEL bend here, because of course we do. Get it all filled up. Get the Y pipe here. Of course, going to go the 2 into 1. And here's the tailpiece here. Goes into the muffler, get the mount, get it all done up. It's looking beautiful. That bend kit helped a lot. Got to get it painted still, but I can't wait. I gotta put it on and see what it sounds like, and see if it's a total disaster because it's way too big, or it sounds awesome, or what. But we're definitely gonna try it out and see. And it's early Monday morning, and what would you rather be doing on early Monday morning than tearing apart suspension? I really have no idea what I'm doing. Thanks to YouTube for teaching me everything I need to know. Yeah, we're gonna take these extra shocks that came with the bike and tear them apart and fix them up and combine them with the other ones and hopefully get a good set of springs. Because yeah, now that I got the bike running, I took it for a drive and the suspension is terrible. The forks are way too small and not enough travel, way too short. Like, you look at that, like the fender gap is bad, and the fender is as high as it goes. I mean, it's up in there and it's sitting right, but that's just, the gap's awful, and that's just at ride height. Then once you sit on it, they are just beat all to hell, and they compress really bad, and the tire almost, it's almost on the fender, like. So we gotta stiffen that up and fix that up and get it looking more dirt bikey, because I think that's like a 5-inch gap right there, and it's not looking very good. And what we want is more like this, like the YZ. More of that fender gap. Something more like that. That looks much better. Way up there. That's about 9 1/4. So we need to go up about like 4 inches. So yeah, what we're gonna do, we're not just gonna lengthen them out like they do on choppers and stuff, like, you know, lengthen the, what they usually do is they just lengthen this, lengthen the rod here, get a cap, put it on top and lengthen it out, and then that'll push your fork down farther and that'll give you more clearance. But we only get 5-inch suspension travel, so that kind of sucks. So did some research, and what we're gonna do is, we got 4 sets of these pins because we got 2 sets of shocks. So we're going to take these, cut them, and some people were very negative about this because, I mean, you are reducing the amount of tube in the sleeve, so I mean that makes it a little more wobbler, but I mean we're not going to go extreme. We're just going to do a couple inches here, a couple inches of travel. We're going to go from about 5 inches of travel to 8, so that'll be nice, and we're going to use the heavier springs, cut them down and double them up instead of using the softer springs, so it'll have more preload and less sag. And so yeah, it's gonna have more travel, stiffer ride, so it's not so soft, and more fender clearance, and it should look better. So we'll see how that goes. And here's the modified travel pins. This is the stock one, which is 5-inch travel. And again, I just took 2 of the spare pins from the bent shafts and cut them up and made a longer one, welded it together, grinded it down, and now it went from 5 inches to 7 1/2 inches of travel, so that's quite an improvement. And there's still lots of shaft in the leg, so it shouldn't be too weak. So we'll put it together. Here's a stock length one compared to the modified leg. So I just take the top 3 inches off one of the spare legs that is bent, cut it off, and just weld it on top of the one of the good legs off the bike, and then it'll be a 3-inch raise. And with the added suspension travel and stiffer preload and all that stuff, if it's too high, that's okay. I can slide it up in the trees quite a bit, so I can adjust my ride height up and down, so shouldn't be a big deal. Well, there's one done. Looks pretty good. Well, it doesn't look too bad, cleaned up good. Moved it up in the tree a little bit. I might have to slide it way up, but that's okay. I got lots of room before it hits the gauge cluster here, so I can slide it up. I made it too long on purpose just in case, because it was way short before and that was annoying. Now I got adjustable ride height. I can move it up or down. I can adjust that. Before it was maxed out and it was too low. So now we got it and it comes way down. Big difference. And it's the same shock, just modified. Big difference. Added 2.5 to that. Added 3" to the travel pin, so it's got 3 inches more travel, and it's 6 inches longer altogether. And I can adjust it up and down so I can get my fender gap right, and should work pretty good.